Hello and welcome to Burning Waters of the Moon Tarot. My name is Desiree and this reading is for the energy of Sagittarius. So for this series I've been using True Black Tarot by Arthur Wang, Lux Ex Umbra by Mystic, and this is Earth, Moon, and Shadow Oracle by Serafina Mesa. We will pull an oracle card at the end of the reading to tie everything together. Alright, so as I said at the beginning of the video, this is for the energy of Sagittarius. And while you may or may not have a planet in the sign of Sagittarius, you absolutely have a house in the sign of Sagittarius. And so what that means is that we can access all of the zodiac signs, the energies of these zodiac signs, when we need to. Now, we might need a little patience or a little practice to do this, but the idea is that these energies are there and we can reach out for them anytime that we need them. And the example I like to use is Cancer. You know, Cancer always wanting to stay home, stay in what's comfortable. Sometimes the Cancer needs to reach for that Sagittarius energy to get them out there, to maybe take a road trip with some friends, or to try something new, something a little adventurous outside of the comfort zone. And so since Cancer has Sagittarius in their charts, they can reach for that energy. And it might be a little bit easier for some to reach the energy for others, but like I said, it takes practice and patience. All right, Sagittarius, let's see what's going on with you. So we have the 10 of Coins in reverse, Earth energy. We have the Chariot in reverse, Major Arcana. And this last one is stuck. These cards stick together. They have like this rose petal finish. We have the Six of Wands. This always reminds me of a Leo card. It's the lion, of course. But this lion is just so triumphant and so proud of what he's done, what he's overcome. You know, he's overcome this safari guy. What are those called? I guess it would be a safari guy, but I guess he's more of a hunter. You know, there's a knife over here in the corner. So let's see. Very interesting that we have this Triumph card and the Chariot is in reverse, because the Chariot is about achievement, getting two things to work together, polar opposites, and getting them to work in a synergistic manner. We also have Earth energy, this 10 of Pentacles in reverse. And this I think of as the legacy card, having resources, wealth, and just things that you need here in this physical world, and having so much of it in abundance that you pass it down to future generations. So with these two energies being in reverse, it's kind of like it's kind of looking like you haven't quite triumphed it. You haven't quite gotten to the point where you can say it's a done deal. I think maybe you're still working on it, but it's looking like your heart and all your energies are being put in the right direction. We have the lion looking this way and the wind is blowing from this direction. So it's like these energies, you're still working towards these energies, and you're putting forth the necessary effort that needs to be put into these things. And so perhaps you are working on a project. You're working on something that is big, and it's going to be big enough where it's going to be a situation in which you can hand it down to future generations. So we're going to draw from the Lux Ex Umbra Tarot, and we're going to dive deeper into this message. And Sagittarius, if for any reason this does not resonate with you, you can try any of your other placements, any of your other signs. Like I said, you have all of these energies in your chart. Try looking for a reading based on title. And it doesn't matter that you don't have a planet in Virgo. You do have a house in Virgo, so perhaps a Virgo reading might hold the answer that you are looking for. You know, sometimes we just need to use a little bit of intuition to help us find our path. All right, Sagittarius, let's see what's going on. So we've got the Empress. This deck is in French. Okay. So we've got the Empress in reverse, major arcana. Then we have the Devil in reverse, another major arcana. Oh, we have another 10 of Pentacles in reverse, Earth energy. Oh, another major arcana. Okay, that's 4 so far. The Hermit in reverse. Then we have the Queen of Swords. And we have the Star in reverse. The Sun, another major arcana. 8 of Wands upright, and then the 6 of Wands in reverse. Okay, let you check out your view here so you can see that a lot better. I'm going to have to get everything in frame. Everything seems a little squished today. I don't know, maybe I set up my cameras wrong. I don't have a dedicated filming space. And so I have to break down and set up every single time. So that's why you might see slightly different angles. You know, it just might be a little bit, it is a little different because I can't get it the same. Okay, so let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 major arcana, and that is half of your card. So major energies that we are working with here. And the only major arcana that is upright, we have the Sun. So the Sun is clarity, okay? So with our 10 of Pentacles being in reverse, so this energy is here. It is just that it is not being fully utilized. It's not being fully accessed at the moment. And so I do see with our Empress being in reverse, there might be some loving care, some extra attention that needs to be put into this situation here, into building your legacy. We do have the Devil in reverse, and that is probably saying that there perhaps the reason why you have stopped putting in some of this nurturing energy to this legacy building might have something to do with some of these shadow aspects of yourself, some demons that you maybe thought have you pushed out of your life, but they haven't quite gone away, and they might be kind of creeping in, and it's probably time to check that. And I think that's what the Sun is saying here, is that it might be time for you to check these maybe an addiction or a tendency to put a mask on something, or the tendency to ignore something, so because you don't want to face it. And that's kind of what the energy of the Devil is us doing something so that we don't have to face it. Now, whether that be eating a lot, playing video games, it could be just flat out ignoring it, not even wanting to acknowledge that situation is there. But the Sun here is wanting a light to be shown. I don't know what the past tense would be. I don't know why. But there's a light, a focus that is being put on this situation here, this energy that is holding you back, that is keeping you from putting forth this nurturing work that needs to go into working onto this legacy. And that's pretty evident here with the Devil being right next to another 10 of Pentacles in this spot. Also with the Chariot, I do feel like with the Chariot in reverse, now this is weird because we do have the 8 of Wands down here, but with this being this Luxx Umbra deck being kind of a hybrid deck, it's an RWS in a way. They have nods to RWS, which this is kind of a nod in RWS towards our RWS. You know, I kind of read it in a hybrid RWS/numerology type way. So the Hermit is a card of kind of going deep within the self, really understanding the self and isolating the self to really understand what it is that, how best to put this. So the Hermit goes into isolation so that he can be alone. And the reason why he wants to be alone is because there's some things that he needs to work out, things that he needs to ponder, things that he needs to understand without the influence of others. And what I feel is happening here with this Hermit being in reverse is I don't really feel like that is necessary. And with your tendency to be doing some sort of masking here, perhaps your tendency is to start isolating yourself from others, and I feel like that isolation might bring you down into a deeper hole. And I'm feeling like this Eight of Wands is like the RWS Eight of Wands, which is action in at the root. It's getting moving here. And our Chariot is in reverse, and I feel like this energy that is kind of holding you back and keeping you from putting in the nurturing into this legacy project, it's putting you in a situation where you're feeling like you can't do anything, or you're feeling kind of paralyzed with indecision, or you just don't feel like you can handle something. So you're not even, you're just gonna out of sight, out of mind type of thing. And I feel the antidote to that is going to be some action. Instead of kind of just sitting back, maybe waiting for something to happen or ignoring it, I think you need to start getting in there and start working with this on a physical level. With the Devil being in reverse, like I said, I think you've conquered this before, but it's starting to creep back up, as they often do. But it is our job to keep that in check. And the best way to keep it in check is to not ignore it, but to face it head on with some straight up action. And that's what I said here about this card. The Six of Wands, that Triumph card, is I feel like this card here is facing this situation and not really wanting to back down. And so I feel like this is at the heart of you. Like, this is what you feel like you need to do, but this creeper just kind of gets in there and it gets its tentacles and its tentacles. I was trying to say claws and tentacles. It's one-handed tentacle and then it's other-handed claw. It's trying to get into you. This devil energy is really sneaky in that way. But we have, like I said, we have this very vigilant lion who is wanting to face this head on and work with it. So with our Queen of Swords, I think this is the perfect energy for you to have. Now, the Queen of Swords gets a really bad rap, but I don't see her as the cold, non-feeling queen that some people see her as. I see her as a queen, and because she's a queen, she's water at the heart. So she's very empathetic and sympathetic in a way, but she also thinks, she also understands her emotions and knows what to do with these emotions. And so she's going to be your ally in facing this head on, okay? So she knows what's going on a cerebral level because she's in the suit of swords, but she's also compassionate about what has happened in the past. And she's compassionate on how to deal with it and empathetic on being easy on yourself and not like busting your I'm not going to say that, not like bringing you down in a way, but more of an understanding yet compassionate type of energy. And that's what I feel needs to happen here. We do have this Star in reverse and the Six of Wands in reverse. And all this is really telling me is that I feel like you've kind of lost your equilibrium in a way. You've kind of lost sight of the goal, okay? And that's okay. Sometimes we get thrown off thrown off our path for a little bit, but the idea is to get back on and bring ourselves back into equilibrium. And the sixes is that very sense of rebalancing. It's bringing the scales back in line. And so in order to do that, like I said, you need to be action oriented. And that's what this six is telling me here, is that you've got to bring your actions back in line. You've got to bring those actions back into that creative energy to start things in motion again. Okay. Just don't allow yourself to be stagnant and sit and get stuck in this energy. Okay, that was good. I mean, that just started flowing. I was getting worried for a second. I was like, whoa, well, that's contradicting. And that, but then it just started flowing, and I love it when that happens. And sometimes I don't even realize what I'm saying. It just starts flowing out like tentacles. That was funny. I thought that was funny. Okay. All right, Sagittarius, let me do a nice little split here. And let's see what the Earth, Moon, and Shadow deck has to say for you. All right. I really like this deck. Oh my gosh, I like the way it just looks like this glows on camera. And this too, this golden just looks like it glows. All right. And I also like that this devil card is represented by a black hole. I mean, that is one of my favorite devils. Okay, winding roots, ancestral connection, and earthly wisdom. WXYZ, TQRSTUV, TUV. Oh, there it was. I know my ABCs. Okay. To forget one's ancestors is to be a brook without a source, a tree without a root. It's a Chinese proverb. The roots of the oak tree are deep and vast. Its winding root system is one of the largest of any tree in the world. It is no wonder that it is widely used among many cultures as the symbol of ancestry and interconnectedness of ancestral roots run deep and wide. Sadly, many people in the world today have lost their connection with the earth and their ancestral heritage. When winding roots appears in a reading, we are being shown that the wisdom comes with the understanding that time is a human construct and it is not as linear as it would appear. And for a second here, this winding roots, losing connection with something, this could be, instead of leaving a legacy for the future, perhaps you've lost your connection of your legacy in the past. That is another way to look at this that I never have really thought of. And this, forgetting your ancestors. Now that is another way to look at this, which is very interesting. So, and perhaps you've lost your connection with your past and your ancestors, and that might be causing you to go deep down this spiral of this devil here. But still, I still feel that action is what is going to be the antidote here. Getting in touch with your ancestors through an ancestral altar, just going outside and grounding and being in nature and giving gratitude to those who came before you, those who fought the wars and those who fought colonizers, to give thanks to all of those in your bloodline, of those people who you don't even know, that gave you the DNA, the blood that you have running through your veins, and just being thankful in that way, venerating your ancestors in that way, is a way to reconnect with your roots. Okay. Sadly, most people in the world today have lost their connection with the earth and their ancestral heritage. When winding roots appears in a reading, we are being shown that with wisdom comes the understanding that time is a human construct and is not as linear as it would appear. I read that already. On the contrary, the roots of our past and future are actually intertwined with the roots of our present life. Therefore, by healing ourselves in this moment, in this life, we have the ability to heal all lives simultaneously. Winding roots asks us to take time to heal our old wounds caused by the cycles of abuse, neglect, bigotry, hatred, and ignorance that have been an ongoing plague in our lineage for too long. Healing ourselves can have profound impact on not only our own life and the well-being, but our entire ancestral line. And yes, when you heal an aspect of yourself, you do heal all of that going down your bloodline. The internal work on ourselves may seem small in the shadow of the entire world. However, it only takes a very small fire to light the vast darkness. We embody that ancestral fire. Doing the intense work to heal ourselves will ignite the healing that will spread through the roots of our lineage. Oh, wow. Okay, I really feel like that is like the thought that popped into my head about this not only being in the future, but this also could be representative of the past, and of course shining that light and not wanting to isolate yourself, really connecting with your people through action. And that action can be, like I said, doing that ancestral healing work and working. Yeah, I like this reading. All right, Sagittarius, thank you so much for your time. If you know of anyone that can benefit from the message of this reading, please do share so that we can help others. Thanks again for your time. I appreciate it, and I'll see you next reading. Take care.